Canada. Vicki Andrews here, your National Service Director, here to celebrate our National Service Gala for the 2020-2021 Kin year. Super pumped to be here from this fantastic venue for the second year running. The resort is incredible, the food has been great, and the host, she's something else, and she's also me. I'm really excited tonight to be able to introduce and to celebrate so many fantastic things that have happened through Kin Canada over this unique yet special year. We often refer to a lot of the things that happened during this COVID period in a negative tone, and tonight we're going to celebrate all the fantastic things that have happened to Kin Canada, to our clubs, and to our communities for the last 12 months. First off, I really want to be able to recognize the extraordinary district service directors that have been leading the service network for Kin Canada for the last 12 months, and really even longer than that, as they trained well in advance. These are Kin members that have stepped outside of their comfort zone in some cases and really wanted to perform well and to do good service work and to take service to the next level in their districts. But what they didn't expect is what was to come, what COVID had to deliver for them. And they have been nothing short of outstanding. They have performed in ways that they didn't expect to, and they even surpassed their own goals. So first of all, I have a huge thank you to each of the district service directors. You have all been an incredible joy to work with, and I am grateful for the team that we've had together as we led Kin Canada in service over this past year. Right before I introduce them, I'd like to introduce first our national president, Terry, who has a few words and also wants to introduce our district service directors. Terry?
Thank you, National Service Director Vicki, for the introduction. It's my pleasure to be joining in the National Service Gala this evening. National Director Vicki, as you finish out your term as our National Service Director, I just want to say thank you for a job well done. Congratulations on a very difficult year leading us through service during your term. So thank you very much for all that you've done for service and for Kin Canada. It's my pleasure now to turn it over to our outgoing district service directors. Thank you very much.
Hello, Kin Canada. Kim Marie Lesperance here. Just one part of District 1's 2020-2021 Service and Cystic Fibrosis Directors team. My partner Debbie Flagg is not available to attend this video. There's a reason. You'll find out in just a minute. I wanted to say thank you very much to Debbie for always having my back. In fact, supporting some of my crazy ideas. Who knew what we were up against as service directors this year? Right, Deb? But we made it. District 1 has jumped many hurdles, found ways to cope with a plethora of frustrations, and I don't know how, but learned to think even more so outside of the box than we already were. District 1 has seen so many projects happening this year, not so many events, but projects. And they go from collecting for bottle drives, collecting for food drives, head shaving, opening and operating Sugar Bush during a pandemic, photos with Santa, selling poinsettias, blood donation, trivia nights, Beech One Cerveza sales, Quest for CF, our virtual walk, our CF walk, going further, advocacy for Trikafta, wing nights, chicken fundraisers, having their own kin camps in lieu of the one that we're all missing. I also wanted to talk about growing memberships. There were some clubs that definitely felt the struggle, and there are some clubs that not only maintained, but grew their membership. There's one club in particular that stands out in my mind. They kind of always have. They're not in the shadows. They're a present club, and you'll understand who I'm talking about and why I say all of this about them as I tell you just a little bit more. This Connect Club has newer members, and they have seasoned members. The seasoned members were able to coach and oversee some projects this year as the newer members took them on. And they took them on without hesitation. Not only did they take on these already existing projects, but they instituted some new ones too. And they did this again with the support of all of their club members. These ladies are a fantastic bunch. They welcome you into their community. They welcome you into their homes. They're not afraid to get their hands dirty. I think they showed us that picking up garbage for National Day of Kindness. Or was that? That might have been just our National Day of Cleanup. Doesn't matter. They're not afraid to get their hands dirty. One of the events / projects, we'll call it a project, I guess, that this Connect Club instituted this year was called Kin Ninja. I'm sure you've all seen it. I'm sure you've all experienced it to an extent. Some communities called it wine fairies. Some communities called it just plain and simple gift fairies. Well, this club instituted Kin Ninja. They put together little gifts and ninja'd their fellow kin, not necessarily just from their club, not even necessarily within their own zone. These women are pretty cool and sneaky. You gotta watch out for them. I make mention about the newer members and the seasoned members because the newer members really had a little bit extra to take on this year in this club. One of their seasoned members was one of our governors. And one of the other seasoned members in this team was my partner, Debbie Flagg. So, I guess, without further ado, I'm nominating the Connect Club of Fort Erie to be recognized and rewarded as being absolutely fan-freaking-tastic. Thank you for your time.
Hey everybody, Gord Patterson here, District 2 Service Director for the 2020-2021 Kin year. It was a great honor being the Service Director for District 2 during this time. It was very difficult because of the fact that we couldn't meet as clubs through the lockdowns that we've had here in Manitoba and Northwestern Ontario. But clubs still found ways to serve the community's greatest needs. We can all hold our heads held high for the fact that we went out and through the toughest circumstances still found ways to help. One club I would like to really take notice of that don't do a lot or don't say a lot but do a lot are the Connect Club of Treehound. They started the year off with a scavenger hunt, and they got 15 teams in. Governor Kathleen, myself, and Kathy Stinson all went around in southern Manitoba finding different spots and new ways to look at things. This project was innovative and other clubs have now started to pick it up. Again, it was a great honor being a service director this year, and I want to thank Dustin Pumphrey and Vicki Andrews for their leadership this year as well. It has been an honor, and anybody who wants to do this position, I strongly suggest, do what you can. It is great. Thanks again, everybody.
Hi, my name is Amanda White, and it's my pleasure to come to you from District 3 and highlight the service projects and clubs that make up our amazing district. First, I want to thank all the clubs in District 3 for their hard work and dedication this year. With an uncertain COVID year, we still found ways to give back to our communities. One of the many new events held this year was a district-wide Kin Chase the Ace with a total of 24 clubs participating. This event is still up and running with a progressive jackpot of over $13,000. D3's annual telethon was also able to go ahead, albeit very differently. The committee did an amazing job at jumping through the hoops and working with a tiny fraction of volunteers and were able to pull off a very successful $5.6 million for Telemiracle. A huge thank you to all those who supported this event to help the people of Saskatchewan. The Telemiracle Foundation was also able to keep meeting and donating funds. These committees did what needed to be done so that those most in need still had access to medical equipment and funds for medical travel. I would quickly like to mention a few of the wonderful and innovative service projects that happened in D3 this past year. The Lloydminster Cadets partnered with a different local organization each month to help ease the shortage of volunteers in their community. The Vulcan Kinsmen Club's bingo was highly successful this year, and they are able to make large donations not only to their own community, but surrounding communities as well. The Wynyard Cadets hosted an all-day summer festival with drive-through pancake breakfast, and the Powell City Kinsmen hosted a week-long spooktacular drive-through Halloween event. And finally, I want to highlight a club that had a very successful year despite the challenges that 2020-2021 brought us. I'm recognizing this club for the Excellence in Service Award. This year, the honor goes to the Martinsville Connect Club. Just chartered in 2019, they have 18 members, including 2 they added to the roster this past year. This amazing group of ladies brought Santa to town in the Santa Parade, but this wasn't just any parade. Families were able to book a stop at their house along the route and get a picture outside with Santa and his elves. And yes, they covered every block in their community over several nights to make sure everyone in town would have a chance to see Santa. It's clear everyone involved had a great time. The Kinnets also decided to adopt a family during the holiday season. Initially, the plan was to help out 2 families from their community and 1 family from a nearby community. However, they were able to collect so many donations that they ended up helping a total of 7 families. Amazing job, ladies. Not wasting any time, they participated in the National Day of Kindness with baking for seniors. They also pulled off 2 very successful delivery steak nights, which featured steak dinners and kids' meals. Meals were ordered in advance and then delivered. Overall, this amazing group of ladies was able to donate over $12,000 to the community with nearly 1,200 service hours. All in all, they had a very successful year and are ready to hit the ground running in 2021-22. Finally, I want to thank all clubs for persevering through this past year. There has been an amazing show of hard work, dedication, innovation, and perseverance throughout D3 to make the most of this year despite its challenges. I'm looking forward to being District 3 Service Director for 21-22. Thank you for everything you do.
Hey Ken, Lisa McGraw here, your past District 4 Service Director. It was an absolute honor and privilege to be the Service Director this past year. Not without its challenges for sure, as it wasn't for any district in the association, but there were so many rewards, they're just countless. It's been so inspiring to watch clubs step up and step into a new way of doing things and adapt old ways, and to watch clubs thrive in a time when it might have been easier to just give up and wait. So I'm so proud of all of the clubs in this district. We were so proud as a team, in fact, that we created an award for innovation and adaptability, and it was so cool to be able to award many of many awards of recognition to different clubs in the district who just kind of figured things out this year. I do want to give a special shout out to a couple of clubs. So many deserve a shout out, but the excellence in service for me this year, I can't narrow it down to one. I have to name 2. The Vulcan Kinsmen, they created a project where they would play old chuck wagon races for seniors and allow the seniors to bet on the outcome. And I think it was just really cool that they recognized that those seniors needed that community feel and that connection and that fun to kind of break up the monotony of, facility life is not fun life when you're on lockdown. And also I want to recognize the Stony Plain Kinsmen. So, along the same lines, they recognized a need in a seniors facility and they donated a number of iPads so that seniors could stay connected with family and friends and have some sense of normalcy and community and love and care. And I think it's really cool that they reached out to those folks and made that happen for them. So those 2 clubs, but of course that doesn't negate anything that the other clubs did. You're all amazing. I hope that in the future we don't lose sight of what we were able to gain from this, the knowledge that we gained, the understanding of how to use different technologies and how to adapt projects, and as we're in the home stretch, don't lose sight of what we were able to gain from this and use that moving forward, because I think the future is super bright, and I know that every district is in good hands. I am happy to hand this over to Nancy. I know that she's going to do a phenomenal job as a district service director, and it's been my honor. I love you guys.
Hello everyone. I'm Lonnie Weeb here, outgoing governor from District 5, to chat to you all a little bit about service over this past year here in District 5. I'm coming at you from northwestern British Columbia at a kin camp in beautiful Terrace, British Columbia. When thinking about service over this past year, of course, what immediately comes to mind is how incredibly challenging this past year was for all of our clubs across our association, trying to figure out how we can still make impacts in our community with the limitations we had amidst a pandemic, of course. What we saw was an incredible number of amazing projects and new and creative ideas out there. And here in District 5, just a few examples. We had clubs doing supermarket sweepstakes. We had clubs doing really creative and innovative raffles through online means, and raffling unique things that people really had an interest in. Things like freezer full of meat, firewood raffles, and boats, and everything in between. We saw a club do a birthday calendar raffle, and we also saw a club do a Zoom with Santa, bringing Santa into the homes of children and across the province, and that worked really well also. We also saw a lot of clubs doing their part for the Cystic Fibrosis virtual walk, including Victoria Kinsman and Bulkley Valley Kinsmen, who had some really great fundraising efforts and had a lot of fun doing it. So really, at the end of it all, I couldn't be prouder of all the clubs in District 5 and across the association for that matter. All of you stepped up and really showed some amazing passion, dedication, and originality throughout this past year, in a year that really tested our abilities. So you should be really proud of yourselves. Thank you for all the great work and for all the service projects that you did. Now enjoy your summer, and we look forward to getting back at it, hopefully soon in September. Take care.
Family of kin, it was my honor to represent District 6 this year as Service Director. I'm pleased to announce that despite COVID, over 70% of our clubs still maintained a presence in their community in supporting many local initiatives that directly impacted food and shelter security during a time of increased community need due to the pandemic. Despite not every club being able to meet virtually, District 6 still reported an amazing service total. This past year, District 6 raised $1,274,981.38 and contributed 10,116 service hours to serve our community's greatest need. Congratulations, District 6. I'm nominating the Trenton Kinsman Club and their annual Christmas toy drive for an Excellence in Service Award. The project provides toys and gift cards to underprivileged children in the Quinte area during the Christmas season. The registration is currently done by the Crossroads Church. Once registered, the applicant will receive a toy worth approximately $50 to $100 for children under 12 and a $50 gift card for those children over 12 who are still attending school. The distribution of toys was done during mid-December, where the applicants arrived in person to pick up the toys, but scheduled for social distancing due to COVID-19. The club faced an additional challenge beyond COVID in that the primary donor required the donation be through a qualified charitable donee. By partnering with the Kin Canada Foundation, the Kinsman Club of Trenton applied to run the toy drive under the Community Support Program. This also provided a new option for additional community support with direct online donations through the foundation site with a charitable receipt for the donors. The project raised over $10,000 to provide a Christmas to over 100 underprivileged children in the Quinte region. Congratulations to the Trenton Kinsman Club on the District 6 Excellence in Service Award and for partnering with the Kin Canada Foundation to make the project a success in a year that it needed the most. Thank you to the District 6 Kin family for allowing me to serve as your Vice Governor and Service Director this past year. We truly are family in kin.
Good day, Kin Canada. I am Jody Foster from the Kin Canada Atlantic, District 7. I am pleased to report District 7 has 100% reporting again this year. In District 7, our clubs invested 54,457.5 hours and raised $1,854,653.68. That is no small feat for what our clubs had to endure over the last year. We've seen some very innovative ways to raise funds for the club who were not locked down for most of the year. It just goes to show how resilient and relentless we are and are pursuing our core values here in District 7. I asked the clubs that have had trouble with fundraising to get back to our roots and look at feet to the ground kind of service that will help them keep them in the future. But being active in the community and being visual, the payoff could mean growth through new members, new monies, with the communities giving to our cause after we all get back up running full force. This segues me into the next part of nominating the Kin Club of Florinsville for the excellence in service. The club was innovative with taking advantage of COVID funds through the Horizons for Seniors grants and secured $25,000 in funding. They used the funds to start a program called Kin Cares for Seniors project. Starting last October, they cooked and delivered 100 meals to 100 seniors every Saturday for 32 weeks. Along with the deliveries, they were doing wellness checks on our most vulnerable at a time when they all became shut-ins. They had a lot of community backing with lots of volunteers coming forward and jumping on board, with doing deliveries including 3 different fire departments and other service groups. Thank you, District 7, for all you do and continue to do in our communities. Thank you.
Hello, fellow kin from District 8. I had the pleasure of being the District 8 Service Director alongside Cindy this year, with lots of memorable experiences and fun. Although it may not have been in-person fun, we certainly did show our true colors and have lots of fun things going on. There was the quest for CF, feeding homeless at hotels as shelters were closed due to social distancing, TV bingo sales that soared as many were at home trying to find fun, drive-by Santa Claus parades, Zooms with Santa, Facebook auctions, the Dino Dip. I know my pool was cold for mine, but those lakes looked even colder. And of course, the virtual walk for CF was a huge success. There were many, many more things going on in our community. I can't name them all, but I can say I wish I could have seen more of them in person. COVID kept me at home, but it didn't keep us from celebrating all that we can do. We were resilient and fun here in District 8.
My name is Martin Warren, Vice Governor for District 8, and it is my pleasure to introduce the Kinsman Club of Lindsay as the District 8 nominee for the Service Award of Excellence. This group, in conjunction with the Lindsay and District Kinettes, was able to put together the 74th annual Lindsay Kinsman Toy Drive, providing toys and Christmas items for 900 families in the city of Kawartha Lakes. With all the challenges from COVID and all the work they put in, this group put together an absolutely amazing event, and I really appreciate the opportunity to recognize them.
I'm going to conclude today with not necessarily a kin event, but something that was close to my heart and shows how in the community we are resilient and adaptive in the times of COVID. Unfortunately, my neighborhood was hit hard this year, actually 2 weeks ago, with a tornado. Many of my neighbors are not so lucky as me because I'm in my house, happy, damaged but they unfortunately cannot be in their house. So one of my neighbors who normally does a teddy bear campaign and collects for trauma bears to give to the fire department every December was not able to give those bears this year because COVID. The fire department would not accept them. So she's been storing these 70 bears, has now been hit by a tornado, displaced her 4 kids and her family to a Airbnb, and she came back to collect her 70 trauma bears to be given out to my friends and neighbors. I had the pleasure of helping to give out those bears, and one in particular showed us why we do this. So I gave it to my neighbor, and she's like, "Oh no, we don't need anything, we're fine." I said, "Yes, I know you're fine, you're okay, but I have something for your daughter." "But we're okay," she says, "if you don't need to give us anything." I said, "Just, it's important to the person who had it that we give it to you." So she took it to her Airbnb and gave it to her daughter. Her daughter never let the bear go. And the message I got back was, I never knew how much she needed the kindness of a stranger. That shows you just how resilience, adaptivity, and things can make a difference. How hard it is for someone to accept a gift when things are down. How the words okay mean you're okay, but we can do better. And as kin this year, I can say that we did do better, we are doing better, and we will do better in the future. Thank you, District 8, for a great service year. Even though I was not able to visit, I certainly have many memories of this year and the kin year. Best of luck in 2021, because I know that you will be successful.
Thanks again to all of our district service directors. All of the information and resources that you have provided to the clubs has been absolutely imperative to their success. Thank you for everything that you've done. Next, I'd like to introduce the outgoing past chair of the Hal Rogers Endowment Fund, Sheila Laverty. She is an outstanding 28-year veteran Cadet who is a life member from the Brooks Cadet Club. She is a 2-time National Board of Director. She is a past district governor for District 4, and she's also a past chair for the NETC and also a co-founder of District 4's famous King College. She's here to talk on behalf of the Hal Rogers Endowment Fund and all of the fantastic things that have happened over the past 12 months. Thanks, Sheila.
Fellow kin, as we all know, this has been an unprecedented year in all aspects of kin life. Just as COVID hit in 2020, we were looking at the donations from clubs and individuals as we began planning for 2021. Club meetings and projects shut down, and we were faced with the prospect of not being able to meet our goal of presenting 50 bursaries this year. Your donations are the lifeline of the Kin Canada Bursaries program, and in March 2020, the numbers looked like we would be presenting just 20 bursaries this year. We're pleased to report that you came through, and by the end of June 2020, we were close to our goal of 50 bursaries, and ultimately, with the additional support of a donation from the Winnipeg Kinsmen, we are presenting 71 bursaries this year. As in previous years, reading through bursary applications is both heartwarming and heart-wrenching. This year, the impact of COVID came through loud and clear. Parents losing their jobs, student employment opportunities disappearing, the impact of online learning, single parents returning to school, the knowledge that financial support for one's education would be a struggle when so many students had lost their means of paying for school. Yet student resilience in the face of COVID and their passion for volunteerism came to the forefront of the applications. Across the country, clubs received 620 applications, of which 209 were submitted for scoring by the HREF trustees. To be able to support 71 students in such difficult times makes us incredibly proud, and we could not have done so without your support of the Kin Canada Bursaries program. And fellow kin, you've come through once again as we plan for 2022. You've recognized the importance of the program in the lives of Canadian students. Our goal once again is to present 50 bursaries, and we're excited to say, thanks to your donations, we will be presenting not 50 bursaries next year, but 69. The role of the HREF Board of Trustees is not just to select the recipients of the Kin Canada Bursary Program. We made a concerted effort this year to promote the program both to kin through the link and presentations at FLCs and district conventions, and to the public through the Kin Canada Bursaries Facebook page. We appreciate your feedback and keep your comments in mind as we work to improve the program. As we move forward, we are looking at the possibility of an online application process. We're also focusing on increased fundraising opportunities and marketing the bursary program to the corporate world in hopes of receiving financial support. For now, we continue to rely on personal donations and club donations for the bursary program, and we encourage clubs to include HREF in your annual budgeted donations. One of our additional responsibilities is to select the recipient of the Ambassador for Learning Award. Just as Hal Rogers was an ambassador for learning and the importance of education, this year's recipient is a passionate supporter of the Kin Canada Bursary Program. 2 of his daughters are past recipients, and he has supported the program through his time with the former Fort Edmonton Kin Club and now with the Edmonton Kinsmen. He continues to personally donate funds to HREF through Canada Helps. I'm pleased to announce this year's recipient of the Ambassador for Learning Award is Dr. Guy Smith. Congratulations, Guy, and we appreciate your continued support of Kin Canada Bursaries. Fellow Kin, on behalf of the HREF Board of Trustees, thank you all for your continued support of Kin Canada Bursaries and for Canadian students from coast to coast.
Hello, my name is Dorna Zametti. I'm a grade 12 student who will be attending the University of Toronto this fall for the Ramen Commerce program. I'm also so honored and so grateful to be one of the recipients of Kin Canada Bursaries. Now, as a family that holds the financial burden of caring for a sick family member, unfortunately a lot of our finances are tied upon mortgage and medical bills. Considering how both of my parents have lost their income due to the pandemic, paying for my education will certainly be an obstacle. Furthermore, my program specifically has a higher tuition compared to other Canadian universities, therefore this bursary will have a significant impact. This bursary will give me an opportunity to study in an academically rigorous program that will give me the necessary skills to become a corporate leader and hopefully a lawyer one day. This bursary will also give me a chance to volunteer and give back to my community more rather than spending all of my time working at a part-time position to pay off for my education. Again, I thank you so much for this opportunity and I cannot wait to see what the future holds.
Hi, I'm Victoria Sterrett. I'm from the Annapolis Valley, Nova Scotia, and I'm thrilled to have been awarded the Diane Rogers Bursary for Excellence. I have been accepted into the Human Resources Management program at NBCC in Moncton, and I'll be studying there in September. After high school, I completed a Bachelor of Recreation and Sports Studies at the University of New Brunswick. Since then, I have been working as a recreation director in a long-term care home. Experiencing all of the hardships and stresses associated with the pandemic in the long-term care environment, I realized that I was ready for a change and it was time to further my education. This scholarship will allow me some relief from the financial pressure I have with my current student loan debt incurred while obtaining my previous degree. Kin Canada has always been a part of my life. I was actually born on Spring Zone weekend. My mother attended Spring Zone Friday night, but missed the rest of the weekend, and I was born at 4:22 a.m. on Sunday. My mother is a member of the Kempthilling District Connect Club in Nova Scotia. As a child, I was dragged out to so many fundraisers and club projects, but I soon grew to love helping out in my community. I was a kin kid my whole life and found myself carrying on the tradition by volunteering with the Connect Club of Fredericton this past year, and I've thoroughly enjoyed my experience. I am so thankful for this scholarship. I wasn't sure if I should further my studies and amass more student loan debt, but my heart and mental well-being were telling me it was time to move on. Luckily, this incredible award will alleviate much of the stress and help me achieve my goals. Thank you, Kin Canada Bursaries.
Thank you so much, Sheila, for everything that you've done for the Hal Rogers Endowment Fund and for Kin and Education. Next, I'd like to introduce Daniela Gard-White, the Manager of National Partnerships for Canadian Blood Services. She's been a member of CBS for the last 10 years and a part of the charitable sector for over 20. She gained her passion for Canadian Blood Services when she learned of the all-important gift of giving blood when her sister was the recipient of many life-saving transfusions when she was ill, and she needed to find a way to give back to the organization that was so good to her. Like so many of us, we find our passion through personal experience, and we're very excited that Danielle was able to join us on pretty much every single one of our national network calls and contribute not just to the Canadian Blood Services side of things, but to service in general for kin.
Hi, my name's Daniela White, and I'm the National Partnership Manager with Canadian Blood Services. I am so thrilled today to be given the opportunity to join you on your convention, virtually, maybe hopefully next year in person, just to say thank you. Kin Canada has been a proud partner of Canadian Blood Services since 2014. Every year, members across the country and service clubs across the country donate thousands of units of blood. Kin Canada is actually Canadian Blood Services' largest service partner, and over our partnership lifetime, Kin Canada and the service clubs have donated over 8,000 units of blood. I'm really excited to announce the winners of this year's most donations, which is District 8, with 310 units donated throughout the course of 2020. And for the winner for most new donors, it's District 4, who even during a pandemic was able to recruit 17 new donors to their Partners for Life team. I think especially in 2020, it's a difficult year for everyone, and Kin Canada was in the top 10 of our organizations across the board to support us during the pandemic. I don't know how else to say it except for thank you, thank your clubs, thank your members. What you do matters, and you are an incredible part of Canada's lifeline, and we couldn't do it without you. Enjoy the rest of your convention.
As always, the National Day of Kindness has a goal of spreading kindness in the community and really just putting the kin brand out there to let all communities know that kin is here to stay. And this year, for obvious reasons, things were a little bit different. So we came up with a new plan. We came up with a plan called the Great Canadian Kindness Challenge. It was the same goal of spreading the brand and being out in the community as best as we could from a safe manner, but we also harnessed the great power of social media and using the hashtag #KinKindnessChallenge. Clubs took a hold of this and went in so many different directions of challenging community members to really be kind to their own neighbors, not just kin members, but reaching out. This resulted in not only a bigger social media presence and bigger brand awareness, but it also resulted in a time like this, resulting in new members and people becoming interested in kin, which maybe we may or may not have been able to do. And in a time when we needed kindness, we shone. Here's a great highlight of all of the things that kin did for the National Day of Kindness for 2021. this dynamic duo really doesn't need much of an introduction. That of Jeff Beech and Dustin Pumphrey, our Kin CF team here for Kin Canada. I think that the combination of Dustin and Jeff, myself, and of course earlier on Christine, and now the obvious wonderful Lindsay, really created a dynamic to ensure that CF had a fantastic presence within Kin that celebrates 57 incredible years of partnership. I'm going to let their video play as they introduce Kelly Grover and really highlight all the incredible things that's happened with Kin and CF over the past 12 months.
Hi, I'm Kelly Grover, CEO of Cystic Fibrosis Canada. Although I wish we were able to celebrate Kin Canada's commitment to service and community in person with you, I do appreciate the opportunity to share this time with you virtually. The partnership between Kin Canada and Cystic Fibrosis Canada was formed in a time when there was little known about CF and an especially bleak prognosis. Children born with CF in the 1960s were not expected to live long enough to attend school. Since that time, Kin Canada has helped raise funds and generate awareness for the disease that has led to important breakthroughs in the cause of this genetic disease and how it can be treated. And children born with CF today in Canada have a 1 in 2 chance of surviving till their early 50s. We are at a time now of monumental importance for Canadians living with cystic fibrosis. Modulator drugs such as Trikafta have been developed, and this drug in particular has the potential to transform the lives of 90% of people with CF. Some have called these miracle drugs because of their dramatic and often immediate effects. But these drugs can't help people if they can't access them. Many Kin members have helped us do this to help advocate to ensure that these drugs are available to Canadians who need them. We cannot thank you enough for this support in addition to the funds you've raised and donated to improve and lengthen the lives of Canadians impacted by cystic fibrosis. As far as we've come, and as much real hope as there is for future generations of Canadians with CF, the stark reality is that people with CF are faced with a very high burden of care, and this disease is still claiming too many lives far, far too soon. Our fight is far from over. We need to continue to advocate for access so all Canadians who can benefit from Trikafta and other modulators are able to do so. We need to ensure that the 10% of people who can't benefit from these medications because of their rare genetic mutations or because they're already too sick to benefit because of the progression of their disease are not left behind. And we'll address the needs of this part of our community through our research investment. To do this, we will continue to need your help, particularly in fundraising and volunteer support. Thank you so very, very much on behalf of all of us here at Cystic Fibrosis Canada for your unwavering commitment and support. We are so thankful for this partnership. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Jordan Gardner. I'm from North Bay, Ontario, and I live with cystic fibrosis.
I'm Paige, I'm Jordan's wife, and it's our pleasure to join you for Kin Canada's virtual service gala.
I've had the opportunity to meet some of you at the Kin meetings and functions in the past. Many of you also know my uncle Mike Krogan, who was involved with CF. He was an integral part of the Kin District 8 and the Kin CF partnership for many years. Paige and I also, there was a Kinsman club in North Bay here, and we joined for years. We loved it. We loved the bonds with the people, and
we had a volleyball league through our Kinsman Club too, which raised money for CF. So we've been involved for years as well.
Yeah. I was born in 1991, and I was diagnosed with CF at 4 months old. When I was diagnosed, they didn't really do tests for cystic fibrosis because it was so rare. So that's why it took me so long to get diagnosed, whereas nowadays they have the sweat test and a couple other tests, so they're able to diagnose it pretty early. Growing up with CF, it was pretty tough. My parents were very clingy and protective of me. It involved taking like 30 to 40 pills a day with every meal. Therapies every morning, 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes at night, doing different kinds of therapies and some exercise. I've had a lot of bowel issues over the year. I haven't had as much issues with my lungs. I've been pretty fortunate and healthy with the lungs. But the digestive system definitely, stomach cramps, stuff like that, and it's been tough that way. I went to college at Canada, and I played on a volleyball scholarship for 5 years. And going into my second year, I actually ended up dropping out, and I was pretty depressed at the time. It was kind of like the life expectancy was 19 when I was born, so just the mortality and everything, and just saying, what's the point? Like, I'm not going to live long. So I kind of went into some depression there for a year, and it was a really tough time. It was my family and friends were trying to get me out of it, but it's on you to kind of dig your way out of the darkness there. So after that, I went back on to play 4 more years at Canada. And then after that, I went to paramedic school at CTS here in North Bay, and I graduated with honors and became a paramedic. I worked for about 2 years, and then I was diagnosed with colon cancer, stage 4. So there is no cure, it's just therapy. It's been tough. So the doctor told me that I had 2 months to live if I didn't do chemo, and 2 years if I did do chemo. And I'm coming up on 2 years, and everything's still working. So everything's shrinking. Chemo's still doing its job. We're still on our first line of therapy. But yeah, it was pretty depressing finding out I was diagnosed. It was very shocking to both of us, for sure.
A few days before our wedding too,
yeah,
so that was fun.
It was 3 days before our wedding.
Mm-hmm.
So it was basically left Toronto, did the wedding, went back, and started my chemo in Toronto. And now fortunately I'm in North Bay, which is nice because I don't have to travel. But yeah, back to the CF thing. We've been involved for years and years, and we will continue to be involved for years and years. And I just want everybody to know that what you guys do matters, and the money you've raised for CF over the years, the amount of treatments available to people with Trikafta coming out, I think that's amazing, and it's going to do wonders for the CF community. Life with CF is difficult, and certainly has been filled with challenges for me and thousands of other like me. So I just want to say thank you, and we appreciate it.
Thank you so much. He's sharing his story with you guys just so that you can see firsthand that all of your work and your support from Kin provides Cystic Fibrosis Canada and really does make a difference for people like Jordan and myself being his wife, and the 4,300 other Canadians who live with CF here. So your contributions funded the research, the healthcare programs that you've had access to, and that everybody else does, and we're very grateful for all of that. So on behalf of all of the Canadians with CF and within the CF community, we extend our heartfelt appreciation to everyone with Kin Canada for your continued partnership. Please continue to support us. We need you now more than ever. And we hope that you won't give up the fight either until CF stands for Cure Found.
Yes, thank you guys. We appreciate you, and keep doing the good work you do.
Bye.
Hello, I'm Jeff Beech with Cystic Fibrosis Canada. One of the most rewarding parts of my role with this organization is as the lead for the Kin-CF partnership. I'm continuously amazed at the passion and the commitment that Kin members have from coast to coast for this partnership. I'd like to thank everyone at Kin Canada for the many ways that you have contributed to Cystic Fibrosis Canada this past year. From participating and organizing fundraising events such as our Walk to Make Cystic Fibrosis History, to organizing other community fundraisers, helping out with your local CF chapter, and lending your voice to our advocacy efforts. The impact of your contributions is felt by all who live with this disease and all of us who work on their behalf. This past year, of course, has been very difficult, and we appreciate that the pandemic has had a tremendous impact on Kin Club's abilities to meet and to raise funds for Cystic Fibrosis Canada and other causes. However, the pandemic has also demonstrated the resiliency of our partnership and Kin's unwavering commitment to Canadians with cystic fibrosis. Many clubs and members have stepped up their contributions. Some have even donated more than they ever have before. They did this because they knew that we needed them to. They also knew that other clubs would not necessarily be able to do what they normally had planned to do this year for raising funds. That's incredible partnership, and we thank all of you for your many contributions, big and small, for doing whatever you can, and of course, for your volunteer service as well. At this time, I'd like to acknowledge the 2020-2021 Kin CF Liaison Team. It's been an absolute pleasure working with this great team of leaders who work really hard and have a lot of fun doing it. Our chair, Dustin Pumphrey, who is concluding his 2-year term as chair. Special thanks to you, Dustin, for going over and above, as always, and also for being such a steady, great leader during this challenging time. National Service Director Vicki Andrews, who's been an amazing and supportive part of our teams the last 2 years and is a big champion for Cystic Fibrosis Canada. And of course, the District Service Directors. In District 1, Debbie Flagg and Kim Lesperance. District 2, Gord Patterson. District 3, Paula Sundquist. District 4, Lisa McGraw. District 5, Kelly Wojwitka. District 6, Sean Thompson. District 7, Jody Foster. And District 8, Cindy Caron and Bonnie Davies. Thank you all. I'd also like to thank the National President, Terry Iredale, National Vice President, Jennifer Burry, the rest of the board, and the amazing staff team at Kin Canada, as well as the club and zone cystic fibrosis chairs, and all Kin members who have helped with fundraising and supporting our advocacy efforts by writing letters and speaking with your local elected officials. It's all of these things and all of you who make the Kin CF partnership so special.
I'm Dustin Pumphrey, and I've had the pleasure of serving as the Kin CF chair for Kin Canada for these past 2 years. When I started my term as Kin CF chair, I could not have imagined the pandemic on the horizon and the challenges that we would face. We had plans that had to be changed and goals that had to be adjusted. But never once did our association waver in its support of our partnership with Cystic Fibrosis Canada, and for that I am very proud and so grateful for all of your support. Thank you to all Kin members and clubs for the many ways you have supported Cystic Fibrosis Canada this past year. Each year we recognize some of the clubs and individuals that have gone above and beyond in their support through the Bill Skelly and the Enf Mcclure Awards. The 2020-2021 Bill Skelly Awards are presented to one club per district to recognize outstanding clubs from coast to coast for their efforts in raising funds and public awareness for Cystic Fibrosis Canada. I want to thank each and every club who submitted nominations for this award and let you know how much we appreciate all of your incredible efforts. This year's winners of the 2021 Bill Skelly Awards are District 1, the Collingwood and District Kinsman Club. District 2, the Stonewall Connect Club. District 3, the Connect Club of Lloydminster and District. District 4, the Stampede City Kinets. District 5, the Bulkley Valley Kinsman Club. District 6, the Kin Club of Russell. District 7, the Kin Club of Halifax. And District 8, the Kin Club of Barrie. Thank you very much again, all clubs and all submissions. The late Enf Mcclure was instrumental in building the CF partnership in the early days and was relentless in his pursuit of CF becoming a national service project, which it did in 1987. The Enf Mcclure Award is awarded to a Kinsman or Kinet in recognition of their exceptional skills in coordinating and motivating groups of donors and volunteers for fundraising projects for the benefit of Cystic Fibrosis Canada and all Canadians living with cystic fibrosis. There is only one award given out nationally per year, and this year I am very pleased to announce the winner of the Enf Mcclure Award for 2021, Barb Thompson from the Thunder Bay District 2. Barb has been an active kin member for more than 50 years, having first become a Kinet in 1969 when her husband Bob became a Kinsman. She was drawn to the Kin-CF partnership right from the start and never looked back. Barb has led countless cystic fibrosis funding initiatives. She was the National CF Chair from 2003 to 2005. She was actually the first Kinet to be elected to this position. And she is currently the president of the Thunder Bay chapter of Cystic Fibrosis Canada, a role which she has held for the past 4 years. There is no better example of a kin member's selfless service and dedication to our partnership with Cystic Fibrosis Canada than Barb. Thank you very much, Barb, for your passion and your commitment. You are an exceptional volunteer, and we are proud to award the 2021 Enf Mcclure Award to you. Congratulations to you and all our other award winners this year. Thank you very much, everyone. It's been a great 2 years, not the 2 years that we had hoped for and planned, but nonetheless, something to be proud of across our association for everything that we've achieved.
The Kin-CF partnership brought in an amazing $826,651. That is no small feat in this year of the pandemic. Thank you. That means over our 57-year history, our partnership has generated an outstanding $49,561,678. This is an incredible achievement. You should all be so proud. I can't help but wonder if Dr. Crozier and Bill Skelly could ever have imagined that their fateful conversation and meeting all those years ago would turn into this remarkable partnership that continues to grow year after year. As we grow this partnership, we're getting closer to that $50 million milestone, and we will get there soon. It's also important to note that this incredible fundraising total doesn't reflect the total hours that Kin Canada members have spent volunteering and advocating. We can't thank you enough. And most importantly, all of this means we're making progress towards our shared vision of a world without cystic fibrosis. Thank you.
Present the submissions for the Hal and Elspeth Rogers National Service Award, which recognizes a club that has contributed to the fundamental objective of Kin Canada, our service work.
District 1, the Kinsman Club of Sarnia, the drive-through Santa Claus Parade. District 1's Kinsman Club of Stainer, gazebo in the park. District 2, the Connect Club of Stonewall, the knitting club. District 2, the Connect Club of Flin Flon, Christmas Countdown Calendar. District 3, the Connect Club of Lloydminster, new service director position. District 4, the Connect Club of Foothills, Water Tower Park. District 5, the Kinsman Club of Bulkley Valley, Zoom with Santa. District 5, the Connect Club of Vanderhoof, Supermarket Sweeps. We had an incredibly difficult time choosing this year's winner. All projects are worthy of the recognition, especially after the year that we've had. The project that ticked all of the boxes for the judges based on club participation, membership recruitment, community recognition, and creativity is the Connect Club of Flin Flon for their Christmas calendar countdown. Congratulations on a job well done and being awarded the Hal and Elspeth Rogers National Service Award for 2020-2021. And now, the moment that we've all been waiting for. This past Kin year's service totals. District 1, with 36.3% of clubs reporting, for total service hours of 8,376.5 and total service dollars of $195,527.75. District 2, with 100% of clubs reporting, total service hours of 9,335.67 hours and total service dollars of $8,957,539.10, of which $8,603,292 comes from the Kinsman Club of Winnipeg's extraordinary bingo event. District 3, with 100% of clubs reporting, total service hours of 34,419.10 hours, and total service dollars of $8,084,292.79, of which $5,630,215 comes from District 3's incredible Telemiracle event. District 4, with 97.3% of clubs reporting, for total service hours of 30,683.75 hours. Total service dollars of $2,108,032.24. 5, with 100% of clubs reporting, total service hours of 9,453.01 hours, and total service dollars of $251,708.32. District 6, with 100% of clubs reporting, 10,201.40 service hours, and total service dollars of $1,281,981.78. District 7, with 100% of clubs reporting, total service hours of 54,458.20 hours, with total service dollars of $1,844,429.93. District 8,
with 60.7% of clubs reporting, total service hours of 5,474 hours, and total service dollars of $217,214.08. Before I announce the final totals, once again I want to say thank you to every kin member for the contribution that you've made to your community and to your clubs over this past year. And without further ado, the 2020-2021 Kin Canada national totals are: with 84.2% of clubs reporting for total service hours of 162,401.63 hours. That's a total of 18.5 years of service completed in the last 12 months, which have been probably the most challenging of Kin Canada's history. And finally, the Kin Canada service dollar totals are $22,940,726. Congratulations, Kin Canada. So before I say goodnight, I just have a couple of closing remarks. Over the past 12 months, we've learned a different way to be kin. We've watched our members dig our heels in and find a new way to serve our community's greatest needs. We've learned how to do new projects. We have turned old projects into safer ones that we can do during this extraordinary time. We have found new ways to do fellowship. We have learned so much about teams that probably some of us don't even want to talk about it anymore. But the moral of the story is that we've all learned, we've all changed, and it's all for the better. Whether we were ready for those changes or not, it has moved our association forward in places and ways that we couldn't have even imagined, because we had to. We did it for the safety of our members, and we did it for our communities, and we are excelling. Incoming National Service Director Lisa McGraw said it best in a conversation that we were having with Executive Director Grant, in the sense that we've learned this new way of doing kin, and it's made it so that we can do these things remotely. We can do things through social media and through Zoom and Teams and those sorts of things, and we found a new way of being successful. As we move back to a little bit of normalcy, because I know all of us could use some of that, maybe not everything has to go back to the way that it was. Maybe we're okay with moving forward. We've been successful at it, and change is okay. So, as I say to you, and for some of you that saw my video last year from my pool, let's get back on our horses or our flamingos, and let's get back to the work that we're best at, serving our community's greatest need. Thank you so much to everybody for everything that you've done, to the service directors who have worked tirelessly, to the members who have found new ways to be kin, and to our communities for accepting us and working with us as we do this change. Because we've changed to do kin in a safe manner, we've kept our community safe. And as I said last year, our work isn't done here. So get back on your flamingo and let's get back to kin. Thank you.